Good morning, everyone. Today we are going to be working on our Inside Out and Back Again gallery walk. To start, we need to remember the idea of making inferences. So remember that an inference is a thought process a reader makes to understand the meaning of text or even an image. And in this case, during our gallery walk, you will be looking at a series of photos of images, and you will be making inferences about what you see. Now, when you infer, you pay attention to the details that are in front of you. Those are parts of things that you notice. So things that you notice are the observations that you can make. What are things that you see? What are the facts? What are the details that are in front of you? And you use other information from the text or your own background knowledge to mentally fill in the gaps between those details that are actually said or shown and what the author expects the reader to understand. So that is where the wonder comes in. So if you remember, we have done a notice and wonder, very brief activity with the book trailer. So you will be using that same strategy in today's gallery walk. So your notice are things that you see directly in front of you within the image, and you want to look at all areas of the image. And then your wonder is where you'll think about any questions that you have or inferences that you can make, where you're filling in those gaps about what the author wants you to understand. So you'll want to make a graphic organizer. You can take a piece of paper and fold it in half the long way. And on your left side, you're going to be writing down the things that you notice. So the notes that you are going to take should be more than just one-word answers. So they don't necessarily have to be complete thoughts because it is just notes. You can jot down in abbreviations if you wish, but you'll want to jot down those details that you actually see in that photo. And you'll want to make sure, again, that you do look at all areas. We tend to look at just the subject, what's right in front of us in the forefront, but you'll also want to look at the background. On your right-hand column, you're going to jot down things that you wonder. And those would be the questions that you have that you don't have answers to. And it would also be where you would put your inferences, things that you think may be happening. Okay, again, where you're filling in those gaps about what you actually see and what might be happening. There are 11 photos, so you do want to make sure you jot down enough numbers on each side to go with those 11 photos, and that you keep track of those notes for each photo. You will view those 11 pictures in the slides. You want to make sure that you do skip lines for your notes. For each picture, you're going to jot down those details of things that you notice and things that you wonder. So for example, you might write something like, I wonder why they are sad. Or why is the girl in the photograph crying? So again, it could look like a question or it could look like a wonder statement. I also want you to focus on writing inference statements as well. So if you are stuck, try beginning with the phrase, I think. So as you move forward in this slide, again, this is available to you in the Google Classroom stream. You can move through the rest of the slides and look at each photo and jot down the notes of things that you notice on your left and things that you wonder on your right. And we will be using the notes that you take for class discussion. We're going to talk about those things that you notice and that you wonder. And it'll be nice to hear what each of you has to say, because you might have different knowledge, background knowledge about these photos already. And you might also see things a little different than someone else. So there may be things that you could point out that someone else hasn't noticed. So I look forward to hearing your responses. Make sure that you do get down notes on your notice and wonder. And we will be talking about these photos very shortly.